Hello and welcome to GMAC Golf. I hope you are all keeping well. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of A Golfer's Ramblings, and sorry it's been a little while since my last one. Life's a little bit hectic at the minute. A lot of things going on behind the scenes, family, work, yada yada yada. But I'm here, I'm back, and today's episode I want to talk about putter training aids, and have we been doing it right? Now, in the title, it's not a spelling mistake, hence the picture of a tin of beans. We'll come back to that shortly. So, obviously, the whole of the UK is in lockdown at the moment, and my newsfeed on both Instagram and Twitter is pretty much filled with people practicing in homemade nets at home and practicing their putting. And the one common putting training aid that seems to be being used is the put out pressure putt training aid. I have one, I use it regular. Now, and a lot of people use it, and obviously there's two ways to use it. There's with the little door down so you can get the perfect putt, or there's with the door up so you can get an idea of roll and feel and what have you. Now, when I used to play golf, so before my break, putting probably still is the strongest part, and was the strongest part of my game. I used to be a very, very good putter. I wouldn't get on a green and think I'm going to 3-putt. I just knew it was going to be a 2-putt or a 1-putt. That's how good I was. And this is before put out was ever invented. There was no such thing as put out when I used to play golf before. And my putting training aid of choice wasn't one of these putt returns, and it wasn't a putting mat. It was a tin of Heinz beans. Well, the beans are available, but they don't taste as good. So yeah, I used to use a tin of Heinz beans. Now, reason for this, and beans was the best thing because of the weight. The reason for that is because the diameter of the tin is slightly smaller than the diameter of the hole, so it makes you A, more accurate. Secondly, depending on how hard you hit your putt would obviously vary how far it bounces back off the tin. Rule of thumb, if you hit the tin square on and it bounces 6 to 8 inches back, that putt is hold. If it bounces back more, it's not hold, you've hit it too hard. And obviously then if you're catching the lips, it's going to bounce off at different angles, so obviously you reduce your radius again. So if you hit the corner and it bounces off sort of 2 or 3 inches, that'll hold. Anything more than that and you're lipping out or just missing. And I'll use that regularly 2-3 times a week in the living room, on the floor, just drilling putts, 20 minutes at a time, not long, just 20 minutes, bang bang bang. And like I say, my putting was the best it's ever been, like by far. Fast forward to present times, I have a put out training aid, and my regime of putting hasn't changed. So I'll still practice my putting on the carpet with now a putting training aid. Still 20 minutes, half an hour at a time. Unless things are going really bad, and then I'll start drilling into grip and stroke and so on. But as a rule, it's just 20 minutes whacking balls at the put out. Now, you've all seen the put out, but here's a picture of it anyway. So obviously the white disc at the bottom represents the cup, and that is the actual diameter and radius of a golf hole. So instantly your accuracy isn't being tested because it's the size of a normal hole. The pressure putt is great. I think it's fantastic. So if you're doing it for the perfect putt, it's very, very good. But if you're using it for general putting, I'm not a massive fan of it, and I've had it for a long time, and I've used it, and this is only and I've only come to this conclusion in recent weeks, and let me explain to you why. So I think the putter, you know, it is a good training aid for your putting. I'm not saying it's not a good putting training aid, because it's fantastic. They've got some other great stuff as well with their gates and their mat and so on, but Do you need to spend that money? No, not at all. You can use a couple of tees for a gate, a couple of balls, anything. You know, check Instagram. There's people using beer bottles as gates. Anything works for a gate. But that's by the by. Let's get back to the actual putting of itself. Now, I'm not berating or belittling the putt-out train aid because it has got a place and it is good. And I say I use it, but I still, you might think I'm mad, but I guarantee, change it, try it, use a tin of beans, and I promise you, your putting will improve. Like I say, putting's always been the strong part of my game. Now, since using the putt-out training aid, my putting, and I'm not blaming the putt-out training aid for this, but my putting isn't as good as it used to be. It's nothing to do with confidence, and to a degree it's nothing to do with the putter, simply because when I restarted playing again, I had, not the same, but almost the same putter. When I stopped playing, I had the Odyssey White Hot Tour number 5, and literally I used to can everything with it. Fast forward, that putter I no longer had, so I got White Hot number 5. You know, weight and everything's the same, it's pretty much the same putter. And again, I was putting well, but not as well, and I just put that down to time out. Bought putt-out training aid. My putting's, obviously it's improved, but it still isn't as good as when I was using the tin of beans. Now, I'm going to start using my can of beans as my training aid for the next few weeks, or until we can get back on the golf course, and I'll report back on this vlog and let you know whether my putting's improved and if it has or hasn't. Now, I'm going to caveat something, but this will go into next week's, or maybe even Thursday's Golfers Ramblings. Toe flow and face balanced putters, and do they make a difference to your stroke, and do they hinder your putting? Because I'm using a mildly toe flow putter when I should be using a face balanced putter. Now, I'm good enough to override that, I believe. So I'm sort of going to ignore that side of things for a moment. If no improvements are made with the can of beans, I'll change to I'm going to change to a face balance putter anyway. It's just a matter of when. So yeah, I've gone off on all sorts of tangents today, but my main point is the putt-out training aid the best putting training aid you can use? And I can't take it away from it. It's a very, very good piece of kit. You know, I bought one, I use it. But as I say, I'm going to go back to my old school tin of beans and see if my putting improves any there. Which, as I sit speaking to you now, I think it will improve my putting. Now, if it doesn't, it's definitely not the putting training aid, it's the putter and the putty, i.e. me and my stick. But as I mentioned, toe flow and face balance, I'm going to talk about that next week. I'm going to do a whole vlog on that, because I think it's something that's massively overlooked when people come to buying putters and when people come to putting. Have you got the right putter for yourself? Maybe not, but we'll talk about that soon. So guys, just a short little ramble there, because I was conscious that I didn't have anything out recently, and it's just something that's been playing on my mind while I've been watching all these putting videos on social media. So I thought I'd touch base, have a little chat about it. Guys, seriously, just give it a go. Grab yourself a tin of beans out of the cupboard. 9 times out of 10, you've probably got a tin in there, especially with lockdown and everybody going crazy for food shopping and buying tins. You've definitely got a tin of beans. Give it a go. Let me know how you get on with it and what you think to it. Again, you can play silly games with it and whatnot, just like you can with the put out and any other training aid, you know. So absolutely give it a go. Comment down below what you think and whether you think I'm absolutely raving mad or not for using beans to practice my putting. Anyway guys, stay safe. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. I hope you're taking care, and fingers crossed we will be back on the golf courses soon. But until then, stay home, stay safe, save lives. See you soon guys. Thank you so much. Oh, and please subscribe. Take care.